ever breakup. My first ever breakup was this same person that gave me a very sweet day. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tosin, and in case you've been here before, you're welcome, my Reggie. Thank you for coming once again. Yeah, so today we're going to be doing the first time tag. I'm going to be doing the first time tag, and yeah, let's just start into a get to know me a bit kind of thing before I do a proper get to know me video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So guys, I bought a lot of videos, and I just jotted some questions down in my book, my orange book. Yeah, so that is what I will do right now. I'll be saying questions from here and definitely answering it. So yeah, the first question is the first thing I do in the morning. So the first thing I do in the morning is I press my phone, to be honest. Most of the time I'm always checking my phone for time. If my data is on, I have to check the last person, the person that messaged me. I have to reply and things like that. So the first thing I do, and I'm not going to lie, is that I press my phone. Yeah, we're getting there. We're going to change, but that's like the first thing I do in the morning when I wake up. So the next one is, what's the first makeup item I ever got myself? Should be a lip gloss. Yeah, should be a lip gloss. That was like the cheapest thing I could get then. The lip gloss, and afterwards I got foundations and things like that. So yeah, a lip gloss. So the next one is the first time I went shopping on my own. The first time I went shopping on my own should be when I was in ND1. Yeah, when I got an admission. I went shopping with my auntie to Katangwa. Some of us went together. I went to buy some definitely school wears that I needed. My mom gave me the money to buy it, because even up to now my mom still buy me stuff. So because she was the only one always getting things for me, but now I was a big girl, so I needed to get things myself. So that would be like the first time, and that would be in 2012, 2013, thereabouts. So yeah. The next one is the first time my first ever boyfriend. So now let's remove secondary school. First ever boyfriend. That I knew that okay, yeah, we dated and we actually knew that we were dating, like let's just say serious dating. We be same ND when I got into ND. Yeah, that's like my first ever boyfriend. I'm not going to call his name. No. But yeah, I don't know if he's going to watch this video, but anywho, that's my first boyfriend. So my first ever celebrity crush. My first ever celebrity crush will be Whiskey, and always be Whiskey. Like, you guys don't know, Big Wiz. I don't feel like I hype him the way I used to hype him then growing up, but Whiskey has always been my celebrity crush. There was one time Timini was like Whiskey was there, but Timini was, and when I was into event planning, event coordination, I saw him a couple of times, but when I saw him, just come off of my mind. But Whiskey is someone that I know that when I see, go come off of my mind. So yeah, Whiskey is my first celebrity crush, and I feel like he's the only one right now, because I know they really crush on people like that. So yeah. My first ever cell phone would be a Samsung phone that is flipped. No, it's not flipped. It's open and closed. And it has this Samsung written like on top, just from up to down. Yeah, that's like my first phone. I'll see if I can get pictures and just post somewhere. That was my first ever cell phone that I ever used. So the next one will be my first ever day. So my first ever, I don't know why I'm hyped about that, but my first ever date would be with the same person I told you was my first ever boyfriend. It was a very sweet night. It was a very, that was like the first time I ever go on a date, you get, and him being so thoughtful or saying we should go on a date was so sweet. So it was Nekpai then, so let me just put it out there in case there's anybody watching this. It was Nekpai then. So we had to go to a place. So if you know Ekwe well, there's Mojoda and there's Iragushi. Iragushi is where our campus was, so most of us stayed there. So it's like mainland, no, it's like highland, island. Mojoda was island, Iragushi was mainland because we were plenty then in Iragushi. So we had to go from mainland down to a bar in island. You guess it? Yeah, just an illustration of the island. I don't want to keep saying the name of the place. So we were there and we were talking. I cannot remember what we were talking about that time, but we were talking, but it was just so sweet. Like, I felt like just a very cool gentleman asked me, not properly now, to go on a date. So yeah, and the highlight of it was we had to walk from mainland Mojoda to, no, we had to walk from mainland, we had to walk from island, which was Mojoda, back to Ragushi, which was mainland, at night. And it was kind of cozy. I was cold. He had to put his jacket for me, and it was just so nice. So yeah, that's it. That was it. And that was like my first date. The next question is my first ever my first ever breakup. My first ever breakup was this same person that gave me a very sweet date. He gave me a very sweet breakfast. So he actually just said he wanted to concentrate on studies. Yeah, he was far away in another university. We did. We were together at the point. Then he had to, furthermore, like he was ahead of me, so he had to leave and furthermore and distance and everything. But he just said he needed to pick one. Yeah, in case you're seeing this video, but I know he's not going to see this video. But yeah, he just had to pick one. He had to tell me that he needs to focus on his studies. So I seemed like a distraction to him. So that was my first breakup. So yeah, the next one is my first ever job. My first ever job. My first ever job that I work and I got paid. My first ever job would be working at a bookshop. I remember when, I don't know what I was doing then, but I knew I had to work. So I was working at a bookshop in my church in Festa. So for a while, I don't think I lasted there for two months, because I don't know how people do it, but some bosses can be bosses. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I just worked there for a while and I left. So that would be like my first ever job. I was just there as the sales attendant. So the next question is my first thought of the day of every day. My first thought of every day will be, I'm not here to lie, but will be a worship song or praises. So there's this level I feel like I've gotten to in my life, that every time I wake up, I don't know how it happens, but my head is just programmed to singing a worship song in my head. Like, I don't sing it out loud. So that's like my thoughts. Like, once I wake up, I'm singing a grateful song to God, and I love it. I do not want it to change, because even when I'm not ready to maybe pray or read my Bible, my head is programmed to say that thank you God for this morning. Like, I don't miss it. I don't know how I programmed myself to do that, but that is what just happened. Every time I wake up and I know that I'm conscious, I'm always saying thank you, and I'm always praying. I'm always singing a worship song, sorry. So that's like my thoughts. My thoughts just do it itself. So yeah. And it's funny how the song I sang yesterday is not the same song I will sing today. It's very, very, very funny. So the next thing is the first person I spoke to. So every day, this first person I speak to is my mom. My mom wakes me up every morning. Annoyingly. So my mom is the first person I talk to every day. She's like the first person I talk to every day. She's the first person that talks to me every day. So that's it. My mom is the first person I talk to every day. The first person I sent a message to today. Who was the first person I sent a message to today? Who was the first? I don't know, but a friend of mine. Like, we're talking before I slept, so I had to reply. I can't remember who exactly it was, but I know that was the first thing the first person I sent a message to today. So the first time I ever got drunk. So I did not get drunk, to be honest. That's because I know my gauge. I know when I feel like I'm nearing the drunken. I'm nearing the D of the drunkenness. So yeah. So I do not. I've never been drunk before. To be honest with you, I just feel like I know my gauge. Um, that's just it. I just feel like I know my gauge, and I do not go to parties or things that. Even if I go to parties and things like that, I just feel like I know my gauge. So there's never a first time I ever got drunk. So yeah. So the best compliment you've ever had. Okay, so best compliment I've ever had. Best compliment I've ever had. I've had a lot of compliments, to be honest with you. Um, uh, I think the best one I've ever had was, you're a kind person. Like, you have a kind heart. Yeah, that's like the first. That's like the best. Oh yeah, that's like the best compliment I've ever had. Like, you have a kind heart. If there's anything I know I want to be most in this life is to be kind, because people are going through a lot. Just be kind to one person or the other. So yeah, that would be like the best one. I get a lot of compliments, but that's the best one. You're a kind person. That's like the best one I've ever gotten. So least but not the last. I better say it. Last but not the least question is, have I ever been checked on? What does this question mean? But yes, I've always been checked on. Like, people just send me a message and hi, you're fine. I was okay. I just got to check up on you, or I'm just sending you a message to check up on you, and things like that. So yeah, I've been checked on before. Yes, I'm not that terrible. I'm not that bad. I'm not. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's like my first time tag. I would have done the. I know that people wanted the juicy, but I would do another one. Yeah, I would do another one. I have lots of nice questions. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe. Please subscribe, guys. My birthday is coming on the 30th of March. Please just give me like a birthday gift. Just subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, please, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.